125. Going against Dean Peterson, ranked as high as number 2 in the country at lightweight.
And Peterson, not as many matches as some of the other guys in this wild 125 weight class this season, but again, he looks better than last year. And again, he was 1 win shy of the All-American podium for the Scarlet Knights. Lost to Anthony Noto of Lock Haven, who's the current #1 wrestler. So based on these rankings in early January, wow, what a re-attack there from Miller.
So reversal of Peterson, and Peterson trying to return the favor here, and he does.
That is the exact answer Rutgers needed. Ryan Miller, got to give him a lot of credit for getting that first takedown, and Peterson trailing by 1 now has to go to work on top.
Peterson, don't want to say that he was surprised by that, but you don't think that your attack's going to turn into 3 the other way right at the start of the bout.
That's the intriguing thing about this new rule this year, Joe. Again, that takedown for Miller, it's 3 points. Reversals, again, are still 2. Does change the dynamic even a little bit.
Good mat return there for Peterson as Miller thought he was free.
He's doing a nice job here. And Ryan Miller's a guy, Joe, we were talking about before we came on air. It's one of the veterans in the group, but Max Gallagher's been the starter this year for Penn, the freshman, ranked 33rd at this weight right now. But Miller, a guy with 50 wins underneath his belt and a 2-time NCAA qualifier. I mean, he's no slouch to have as a backup right now this year.
So you talk about the 3-point takedown. Peterson's still in good shape here if he's able to get past Miller's defenses. But over the course of his career, Miller's been a guy who tempo has been able to be changed as the matches needed, right? We saw it against Patrick Laurie a couple different times, trying to hang with the top-ranked Princeton lightweight, and he was able to lock that down and, ultimately lose 8-6. But that was something that Glory was looking at as perhaps bonus points being in play. Didn't end up happening.
Well, he's up for the challenge right now. Especially against the guy he's lost to twice. These guys wrestle each other similar to what we saw before with Brian Soldano and Maximus Hale. Peterson and Miller met each other in their duel back in December of 2022, as well as Midlands that same year. Double unders from Peterson trying to jack him up here. Short time here. Don't want to play with too much fire.
5 seconds left. Period ends here. 4-2, Miller in command, and it looks like Peterson will start down here to begin the second.
Pretty evenly matched on paper, though, Joe. I know Peterson won their first meeting 10-2, major decision, but that second one was 3-2, and this one obviously close again, now 4-3.
So much volatility in these lightweight matches, too, because the scoring just tends to be so much higher, generally speaking, than even some of the higher weights.
As we talked about before, the swings of this duel. This is a match where Rutgers is favored on paper, especially with the toss-ups coming in the next 2 weights. Miller doing a good job hanging on to the foot here, but Peterson trying to elevate. He can just get his foot free and then step over.
Cannot be comfortable on the ankle of Peterson. And I think that's what they were looking at there. Peterson basically standing on the side of his foot, held in sprained ankle position that entire time.
I think that knee was coming down towards the mat as well, so that's definitely why the official said, all right, we have to reset here.
4-3, Miller in the lead. Peterson's been very patient in this one, but Miller's done a nice job of staying in front of him.
I think after that first sequence, Peterson didn't want to get too overly aggressive, considering Miller was able to counter him within those first 30 seconds.
Inside 40 seconds left here in the second period.
And the pressure's definitely on Dean Peterson in this one. He was considering, I know you haven't wrestled too many matches this year, but you are undefeated. You're ranked by some of the services as #2 in the country, which means you're on that national title watch this year. And Ryan Miller, despite the experience, I mean, he's the underdog here. And look at this re-attack by Peterson for the takedown.
Now gets back in front of Miller. 10 seconds left, and that was a good spot to pick by Dean Peterson. Knew the right time to go.
We've talked all night long, Joe, about getting these takedowns towards the end of the period with short time on the clock. That's huge right now for Peterson, considering Miller, he's got choice in the third period. Presumably he's going to choose down, try to cut back into the lead, but if you're Dean Peterson, rather than being down 4, maybe 5-3 at some point in the third period, you're up 6-4 right now going into that final frame. And if you're Miller, quick escape and right back to your feet, try to work for your offense.
I thought they might go neutral here in the third because Miller didn't get that escape at the end of the second, and that's what they end up going with here. So a takedown does put Miller in front, but a takedown the other way puts Peterson in prime position for extra points.
So Peterson trying to reach in on that high crotch there off Miller's half shot, but both guys had wrist control there, so nothing much doing from either man. That was a good snap to shot there by Miller. Peterson extended now.
Miller trying to pull him back in. This is good by Ryan Miller to try to pull him back into the middle of the circle here.
See Peterson trying to get back to his foot here. Unable to really attack that right arm of Miller. Miller in a good spot right now.
Good job to keep that foot away by Peterson. See if Miller bails on this.
See Miller trying to shelve that leg now. Peterson doing a good job keeping that split going. But in this third period, every second counts. So far, great defense from Peterson, but Miller not going to stop working on the edge.
If you're Miller, do you bail on this?
I think you got to keep working for it.
Finally gets out. Good job by Peterson.
Nonetheless, you end up getting that reset. So you have two decisions there, Joe. You either keep working for him as Peterson is extended, and now you see him limping a little bit.
Yeah, he's not feeling good. That hamstring kind of worn out from doing that split that whole time.
This could be huge, especially if Peterson cannot continue the match. That's 6 points for Penn, and then if you're Rutgers with 2 matches left, you're going to need something almost miraculous here to win this bout, to win this duel. That's not good.
That is a tough dude who's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, if you're Rutgers right now and, team score aside, if, just thinking about the health of Dean Peterson, on paper right now, he's your top-ranked wrestler.
They're testing knee stability now on that side, so you don't speculate, but that's not an incredible sign if you're a Rutgers faithful.
And I'm actually surprised. I thought it was his left leg at first because that's the one Miller had extended that entire time, but you saw Peterson he was in a full split. He was moving his knee around and a lot of funky positions, and you got to hope if he can't continue, they hope they make the best decision for him so he's good for the rest of the year, but I don't know if he's going to be able to continue here. We'll see. He's a tough dude.
Officials are finding out. He's going to give it a go.
He's got 18 seconds. Or sorry, not 18 seconds. That's the injury time clock there. Peterson up by 2. You can't be too defensive if you're going to hit for stalling here.
If you're Miller, sounds brutal, but you got to go right after that leg. There's the stall warning. That is the specific leg that you need to attack if you're Miller.
Yeah, 30 seconds is a long time. Peterson did a good job just trying to shoot there. Now Miller in on a good attack.
Can Miller spin? 20 seconds left.
Peterson, a good job scrambling through. That is unbelievable.
Wow. Peterson turning something out of nothing.
You want to talk about a huge swing right there, Joe. Miller on the precipice of pulling off an upset. Dean Peterson ends up pulling out a gut check type of win right there.
Now Rutgers in front 16-14. Peterson survives Miller. Unreal. Heading down the stretch. It's getting good here. Peterson guts it out. We'll step aside as this one sets